Oh my god. Why the he ghosted me?
If he's ignoring you,
If a guy ghosted you.
So this guy who I was really into ghosted me.
Literally stopped responding 2 hours before I was supposed to meet up with them. You want to get even? Here's exactly what you want to do. Go to the App Store, download a burner phone app. I'm kidding. Do not ever do this without telling me all about how it went. Welcome back, friends. It's Life Under a Rock. We are talking about the dreadful epidemic that is ghosting.
Wow, bro.
And while ghosting can be downright gut-wrenching, here are some TikToks and a little advice to make you feel a little better about it.
If someone's ignoring you, here's what you do. You send them a long message detailing what they're missing out on and tell them that they will never find anyone like you ever again. For f***'s sake, don't do that. Here's what you do. You quietly, gracefully move on and thank them because they've given you all the red flags that you need on a silver platter. You see, ghosting says a lot more about the ghost than it does about the ghosted. Do you really want to be with someone who lacks basic relationship skills like communication, empathy, and respect?
Something about that is just not satisfying. You get to hurt my feelings.
It hurt my feelings.
But I have to be the gracious one. See, I know that I'm better than them. Do they know that? I just need them to know, and I need that knowingness to come from my mouth and go into their ears.
Look, you've saved yourself a hell of a lot of time and energy from investing in someone who more than likely would have caused you a lot of heartache down the line. So yes, it feels like a gut punch and dents the ego a little bit. But see this as a brief detour on your journey to finding someone who appreciates your worth and is able to give you the respect that you deserve.
It definitely does say more about the ghoster than it says about you. The fact that they're not willing to just be a decent human being and just let you know that they're not interested anymore and just keep you wondering, it's pretty shitty to do.
Hey guys, so this guy who I was really into ghosted me. Okay, this was like 5 months ago. But then, this was like a week ago, I'm sitting at work and I see that he's calling me.
The second that you forget about them, it's like they have this little radar. I smell happiness.
I don't answer it, obviously, and then I get a text message from him saying, hey, how have you been? He also then proceeds to send me a voice message of him being like, I'm so sorry, I've been out of the loop. That's a story for another time, but I would love to see you again. Can catch up. 5 months. This motherfucker ghosted me 5 months ago. So I sent him this back.
Okay, yeah, let me check my calendar. I'm about to cross the street right now. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Wow, okay, wow. That's how you handle something like that. I like that. A little bit of humor, a little bit of intrigue. It got the point across, and it was like a second too long, so it was a bit more satisfying. I feel like these people must be living in like a portal or a wormhole or something where time is not linear. They have no idea how much time has gone by. To be honest, what I think happens is the person ends up meeting somebody else, and then when things ultimately don't work out, they're back. Yeah. Handled that. I haven't ghosted anyone personally myself. If you have done this, let me know in the comments why. Like, what were you thinking? Like, I'm genuinely just curious to understand the psychology behind it. I don't believe that everybody who ghosts somebody is just that malicious. So the time that I was almost ghosted, I say almost ghosted because it was a situation a lot like this where the person tried to weasel their way back. It went so far as us having dinner plans. This is months of me telling this guy that I was busy. I finally agreed to go with him. So basically we're texting every day leading up to the point of our date. I was kind of excited to, go out, get dressed up, go on a nice little date or whatever. This is probably a couple hours before dinner. And I'm asking him like, hey, have you decided where we're gonna go tonight? Also, did you want me to meet you there? Or are you gonna pick me up? Basic questions that you ask somebody when you are meeting them for dinner in a couple of hours. This man does not respond. I message him another hour before. Still nothing. I'm like, okay, so I'm assuming that we're not gonna go out to dinner. I thought it was definitely weird because I'd never had somebody literally stop responding 2 hours before I was supposed to meet up with them. And so a couple months goes by, he messages me and he's just like, hey beautiful, how are you? His number wasn't even saved in my phone anymore at this point, so I'm like backtracking in the messages to figure out who it was, and I see that it was the guy who literally left me on red the day that we were supposed to go out. Wow, long time no talk. So he texts me back and he's like, yeah, I'm sorry, I was just kind of going through some stuff.
Boy, if you don't...
Girl, first of all, ghetto. It really took you up until 2 hours before our date to realize that you were going through something? I'm really sorry to hear that. While you're at it, you might as well go through your phone and delete my contact. I wasn't even trying to go out with you like that in the first place, and then I give you a shot, and then not only did you ghost me, but you had the audacity to try and talk to me again a couple months later? Like, no. Like, I guess it worked out for me because I immediately put him out of my mind, and that's exactly what all of these people are trying to share with us. Is it's not worth your energy, it's not worth your time trying to go back and forth thinking of the moment where things kind of shifted and why they stopped responding. It's just not even worth it. They know why, and they don't have enough respect to let you know.
Here's what to say to the guy that ghosted you and is now back from the dead. It's true what they say, they always come back. What I want you to do is imagine scenarios where he's just been like out of commission for a while. Say like his plane got delayed. It could be like 3 months since this man has disappeared and then come back, but his plane got delayed. Or he took a nap, or tough week at work. So essentially he's gonna come back and be like, hey, like, what's up? And it could be like 3 months since he said anything, and you're gonna be like, wow, extra long 3 months at work. It's especially good if you learn to personalize it to your circumstances. So say someone that like plays a lot of rec basketball or something, you could be like, wow, rec basketball really ran over this time. Maybe he hunts or something, and it's like, man, hunting season really took you down this time. Essentially personalize the pettiness, and then it like makes it extra funny.
You've envisioned in your mind that this person who ghosted you long ago would reach back out to you, and you're thinking it's gonna be probably some grand gesture to get your attention back because they have disappeared from your life in the most silently dramatic way possible. What do they say instead? Hey, what's up?
If a guy ghosted you and you are absolutely going crazy, you literally can't sleep, you can't eat.
Can't sleep and can't eat? Baby, for me, it's like the opposite effect. Instead, I just use the food to cope and I eat everything.
You can't get your freaking mind off of him and it's driving you insane because you're like, okay, what is going on? Things were going so well. He was so sweet to me. And now, boom, like out of nowhere, he just ghosted you and you're so confused and you don't know what to do. I want you to take a second and put yourself in the shoes of somebody else. Like, give yourself the same exact advice that you would give your best friend. What would you tell them to do?
We're always so good at giving advice, but then when it comes to taking the advice, those valuable nuggets that we were so quick to share with our loved ones escapes us.
You really want to be somebody's second option or third option or fourth option. If they're not 100% sure about you, I don't care how busy they are. I don't care that they're going through a hard time. I don't care that they're really busy with work or travel a lot. These are all excuses that you're telling yourself to make them better in your mind when in reality, you know they're not it. You can't stop thinking about them. Go on a walk. Are you really going to settle for somebody who you have to beg or convince to love you? No. And if you feel like you have to, or if you feel like you need to, I would really, really encourage you to take a second to love yourself first. The most important relationship that you will ever be in your entire life is a relationship that you have with yourself. And that is the relationship that will set the standard for how men treat you.
When you are rejected in any way, two things happen. This is your self-esteem, and this is the way that you look at that person. First thing that happens is your self-esteem goes here. And the second thing that happens is that they seem way better because your self-esteem has gone down. So this person that you thought was maybe on your level now seems like a god or a goddess to you. All of a sudden you start doubting the way that you look, the way you do your hair, the way that your voice sounds. All of these things that you are telling yourself are probably the reason why this person doesn't really want to be with you or doesn't want to return the interest that you have in them. But it's kind of the same with a breakup, especially in a toxic relationship. It's kind of like once they're out of the picture, you kind of forget all the things you didn't like about them and you only remember all the stuff that you do like.
So if a guy ghosted you and you're wondering what you're thinking, maybe you're in your head, maybe you're thinking you coulda, shoulda, woulda done something different, girl, this is what he was thinking and this is where his head was at when he did it. And here's the thing, I've been in the dating game for a hot minute, former bad boy turned personal development coach who did the work. And I've done tons of therapy and personal development, so I know the mindset of a man, you feel me? So here's the thing. You got to break it down like this. A man has a choice. We know ghosting's disrespectful. We know ghosting is shameful. We know ghosting is the easy way out, but we did it anyway. You got to understand that when a man has the choice between immature action and a mature action, that says everything about him and nothing about you. Because a man who's willing to do that is just clearly and utterly just focusing on himself in the most selfish manner ever. He knows you're a human being. He knows you have feelings. He knows that you have people that you lean on. He knows your time is valuable, yet he chooses to do the easy route, keep you confused for his own well-being and himself. That shows all the immaturity of him, because guess what? He could have done it different. He could have sat you down and said, hey, listen, I don't think this is going to work out for whatever reason, and I just want you to know that so you know the next steps forward, because I don't want to waste your time and all that. But he did it. And again, that's something he normalizes for himself. And a man who does ghost is not even in a mature mindset to even settle down to begin with, so he would have just wasted your time. But this is where I check you. If you are so wrapped up on what you could have done, what you should have did, what you did, what you didn't, you are putting all your self-worth in this man and his action. You are not seeing this as something that is a quality that you don't even like. This man did a shameful, disrespectful action, and why would you respect that as a partner, let alone as the father of your children? So see this as something that showed you his true colors of who he was, because he had a choice, and he chose this. And know that now you are one step further of not wasting your time and finding someone who is for you. And if you are still wrapped up on wanting this man, I need you to have a hard conversation with yourself of, and why am I trying to receive love from this other person who doesn't want me? Is this really about him, or is this some unhealed wound within myself that feels like I deserve this negativity?
If that is the case, we have work to do. I totally agree with what he's saying. Usually when we do something wrong to somebody that's typically socially unacceptable, we know that we're doing it. If you've ever ghosted someone, because like I said, I haven't ghosted anyone personally myself. No judgment. If you have done this, let me know in the comments why. Like, what were you thinking? Then again, there's been situations that I've been in where I've told somebody that I straight up am not interested in you in any way other than platonic. I just want strictly friendship. And then they pursued me harder. People are finding it increasingly difficult to just have those difficult conversations because they don't want to see and experience the blowback of properly rejecting someone. The right person will not have a single doubt about you from day one. Okay, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to let me know in the comments about a time that you've been ghosted, or if you've ghosted somebody and how you handled it. I would love to hear some stories about how you got back at a ghost. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that we can keep having fun under a rock. I will see you in the next one. Take care.